Hi, my name is Mirza Nuair Firdaus bin Muhammad Senon, and I are the members of Group 2. And today, we will present about Russia and its neighboring countries. Happy watching, everyone. This is our group member. First is Mirza Nuair Firdaus bin Muhammad Senon. Next is Ahmad Amiruddin Hamzah bin Rosli. Next is Muhammad Haziq bin Nur Azmi. Nik Muhammad Aminuddin bin Nik Zulkifli. Shamil Arif bin Sulaiman. And the last one is Aisyah Shazana binti Samsari.
С праздником вас! С Днем Великой Победы! Ура!
Правда назад, черный каскад. Вижу твой взгляд, теперь многояд. Мог тебя взять, но ты не моя. Тогда тебе цена посчитать потери.
The capital of Russia is Moscow. Russia has as many as 12 neighboring countries. The president of Russia is Vladimir Putin, while the prime minister of Russia is Mikhail Mishustin. The currency used in Russia is Russian ruble. The total population of Russia is 144.1 million. Russia has 11 time zones and most of its population is Christian.
Hi, my name is Amiruddin and I am the first presenter for the current issues related to Russia and neighboring countries. On 24 February 2022, the world was shocked by the news that Russia had launched an attack on Ukraine. This conflict has many causes, but the biggest reason is Ukraine's desire to join NATO. This makes Russia feel very threatened and launch an attack on Ukraine. This conflict did not start this year, but this conflict has been going on for the past few decades. The conflict began in the fall of the Soviet Union (USSR) era in 1991. Russia feels that this is a threat if Ukraine successfully joins NATO because of its position of Ukraine next to Russia. If Ukraine becomes a member of NATO, other NATO members can place troops or weapons in Ukraine, making Russia feel less secure. Russia began its entry into Ukraine by passing through the Donetsk and Luhansk borders. Ukrainian's defense ministry said a day after the war broke out, 800 members of the Russian army were killed. This war caused many lives to be lost and will leave a huge impact on the world. The European countries had met triple economic sanctions against Russia for the country to retreat. As you guys can see, this slide shows the difference in military strength between Russia and Ukraine. The world knows that Russia has enormous power and incredible military strength. As mentioned in this slide, the defense budget for Russia is 154 billion and for Ukraine is 11 billion 870 million only, showing a significant difference. The same goes for other military strength, showing Russia have more everything than Ukraine. You all look more on this slide. Thank you. I will pass to the Haziq, the next presenter. Thank you.
Ура!
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Haziq bin Razmi. Today I want to present about the current issue in Russia. I don't want to talk about the Russia versus Ukraine, but I want to talk about the environmental in Russia. The first thing that happened in Russia has failed to protect its forests that absorb stored carbon, rising deforestation driven by illegal logging, increasingly destructive wildfire exacerbated by climate change and poor fire management have increased overall emission. In the summer months, smoke from record-breaking wildfire in Siberia, Sakha, that we call Yakutia region result in air pollution, threatening the health of thousands of residents. The next point is permafrost. Ground that has been frozen is rapidly degrading due to warming temperatures. Permafrost, ground that has been frozen continuously for a minimum of 2 years and currently covers about 65% of Russian territory, is rapidly degrading across Russia nodes. Due to warming temperatures and more intense fires, this poses a threat of livelihoods and infrastructure, increasing the risk of industrial accidents. Furthermore, Russia is contributing to the climate crisis that is taking mounting toll on human rights around the globe. In October, authorities designated a prominent environmental defender, Yevgeny Simonov, a foreign agent, as one of the world's top 10 emitters of greenhouse gases. Russia is contributing to the climate crisis that is taking a mounting toll on human rights around the globe. It is also the third largest producer of fossil fuels and a top gas exporter. Last point is oil spill that caused massive environmental destruction. In February, the court ordered the Russian mining company Norilsk Nickel to pay a US $2 billion fine over an oil spill that caused massive environmental destruction. Norilsk Nickel said the spill resulted from the impact of climate change on permafrost, upon which all the infrastructure is located, but investigate reporters emphasize the role played by company failure to invest in infrastructure.
Ура!
Hi and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to Miss Nur and also to my fellow friends. My name is Aisha Zanabi Samsari and I will present about the sub-region of Russia and neighboring countries. So as you can see here, we have the Slavic countries, which are, we have the Russian Federation. In next slides, I will explain in detail about it. And then we move to Belarus. Then we also have Ukraine. Yeah, Ukraine, as we know, in Ukraine we have the familiar or the famous capital, which is Kiev. Kiev is the important place in the journey or in the history to develop the Russian countries. And then we move to Moldova. And next, we also have the Southern Caucasus, or we call Transcaucasus, which are, we have Georgia, Armenia, and also Azerbaijan. And then we move to the Central Asia. Yeah, and lastly, we have the Kazakhstan, then we have Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, then Tajikistan, and we also have Turkmenistan. So this is the sub-region in the Russian and the neighboring countries.
Ура!
Okay, next. So let us discuss about the Russian Federation. So as you can see here, we start from the Far East. Okay, Far East is the important place during the beginning of Russian development countries. So it is have the relay about the power of Mongolia, China, and Japan on that era. And then we move to Siberia. Yeah, in Siberia we have the North Siberia and the South Siberia. And then we also have the Ural Mountain. So based on the next slides, we will see the sites of Ural Mountain. And then we move to Volga. Yeah, Volga also the most important place based on the history of development in Russian countries. Yeah, it is includes about the force power and then about many of empire and others. Then next we move to northwestern Russia. Yeah, in northwestern Russia we have the second largest capital, which is named as Saint Petersburg, or also known as Saint Peter. So in that area we have a lot of population in that area. So this country is this place is the second huge capital in Russia actually. And then we move to central Russia. Okay, in central Russia we have the Moscow. Yeah, Moscow is the famous place, and yeah, it's a familiar place around us. Then Moscow is the first huge capital in Russia. So and at the place we have a huge of population on the Moscow population. Okay, next we move to the southern Russia, and then we move to the Caucasian. Okay, in North Caucasian, it is includes they have really actually with the Georgia. Yeah, they have a part of their place and the North Caucasian. Yeah. Okay, as you can see here, this is the map of Russian and the neighboring countries. Yeah, as you can see, in Russia and the neighboring countries have a lot of sub-region. Okay, so as you can see here, that I already mentioned about the Ural Mountain. Okay, and then the Siberia, Far East, and then the North Caucasian, then the place of the Transcaucasian, which is Armenia, Georgia, Azerbaijan, and then we move to Moldova here, then Ukraine, Belarus, then in the Russian Federation.
Hurrah!
Hi and Assalamualaikum to my dear lecturer and my fellow friends. My name is Shamil Arif bin Sulaiman. So I will proceed the presentation with the next slides, which are about economic activities in Russia and neighboring countries. So basically there are 4 countries that has been included in the Slavic countries, which are Russian Federation, Ukraine, Belarus, and neighboring countries Moldova. In the Slavic countries, there are several economic activities practiced by the country. Among them are manufacturing activity, fishing industry, and mining industry. So, I will start with the first economic activity practiced by the country, which is manufacturing activity. For example, automobile manufacturing company, namely Avtoto or Avtotop in Russian, which is located in Kaliningrad Oblast, Russia. Avtoto was established in 1996 by a group of investors led by current majority owner and chairman of the board of directors, Vladimir Shebakov. By 2008, it was one of the largest producers and assemblers of cars in the world. There are also assembly of the BMW 3 Series, production of the Chevrolet Tahoe, and other automobiles companies like Hyundai and Kia Motors. So, next economic activity practiced by the country is fishing industry. If you guys want to know, Russia is also leading for fish producer. In fact, the coastline of the Russian Federation is the 4th longest in the world after the coastlines of Canada, Greenland, and Indonesia. The Russian fishing industry has an exclusive economic zone of 7.6 million km per square, including access to 12 seas in the 3 oceans, together with the landlocked Caspian Sea and more than 2 million rivers. Apart from that, they have company, namely the Russian Fishery Company or RFC, which is one of the leaders in the production of pollock in Russia and in the world, and it is among top Russian producers of wild whitefish. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, in 2005, the Russian fishing industry harvested 3,190,1946 tons of fish from wild fisheries and another 114,742 tons from aquaculture. This made Russia the 9th leading producer of fish with 3.2% of the world total. So we can say that fishing industry is really significant activity to this country. Next, the last and one of the most important economic activities practiced by the Slavic countries is mining industry in oil. For example, PJSC Rosneft Oil Company. It was founded on 1993 and is a Russian integrated energy company headquartered in Moscow. Rosneft specialized in the exploration, extraction, production, refining, transport and sale of petroleum, natural gas and petroleum products. The company itself is controlled by the Russian government through Rosneft Gas Holding Company. So, I will proceed the slides with economic activities for next sub-region, which is the Southern Caucasus. There are 3 countries in Southern Caucasus, namely Georgia, Armenia and Azerbaijan. There are several economic activities practiced by the country, which are agricultural industry and heavy industry. In Georgia, the country practices agricultural industries that produce poultry and eggs, peanuts, pecans, cotton, tobacco and blueberries, and also peaches. For peanut production, it is based in the Tifton. The peanut production is suitable in Georgia as it has subtropical climate and the sandy soils, which are ideal for producing large yields of high quality peanuts. Georgia peanuts require a long growing season, at least 150 days of warm weather. They also require about 22 inches of water during the growing season.
Hurrah!
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nick and I will be presenting on the next economic activity, which is the heavy industry. Southern Caucasus is rich in minerals which are used as the fuel for the heavy industry. There are many industries which are the machine building industry, which produces electric railways, locomotives, heavy vehicles and also earth moving equipment. There are also chemical industry which produces mineral fertilizers, synthetic materials and fibers, and also pharmaceutical products which are for uses of pharmacy. And however, building industry supplies cement, slate and many prefabricated reinforced concrete structures for the use of heavy industries. As you can see in the picture above, that is one of the heavy vehicle manufacturing center which is located in Georgia. I will be moving on to the next slide. Next is we will be presenting about economic activities of Central Asia. We have included 3 main points, which are agriculture, mining and also electricity trade. Moving on to agriculture, the agriculture land in Central Asia mostly consists of a desert and also mountain pastures. However, there are only 20% of the land which is suitable for crop production. The production that are mainly focused in Central Asia are rice and also wheat. However, there are also cotton production which heavily relies on irrigation, which they need water to continue surviving there. There was a campaign which is named the Virgin Lands Campaign. It happened due to excessive monocrop cultivation, which causes degradation of the quality of soil that are used for agriculture. The reason the campaign has been made was to increase the quality of the soil that are used for agriculture. Next is animal husbandry, which includes cattle, sheep and also poultry. Breeding racehorses is a pride for the people in Turkmenistan. There are also one of the horses which is one of the breed of the horses which is named Akhalteki horse. The Akhalteki horse is also known as the golden horse, which have a very good reputation for racing horses. Next is mining. Mining in Central Asia will provide good opportunities for growth for global mining companies in years to come. In Central Asia, they have a very rich mineral base, which made Kazakhstan the world leading uranium producer, which annually about 18,000 to 20,000 uranium. And Central Asia has more than 16,000 mines and deposits in Kyrgyzstan. As you can see in the diagram on the slide, that is the picture of uranium mine in Kazakhstan. Last for my presentation is electricity trade. Central Asia has a perfect set of complementary regional energy sources, which are such as hydro, wind and also solar power. The best sources of energy is located in Kazakhstan, which is solar power. There is a project called KESA 1500 kilowatt line that have been made in 2018. The project of KESA 1000 enables the people that are living in Central Asia to transfer and sell their electricity surplus during summer months to the deficient country in South Asia, such as Pakistan, which is located in the diagram above below Afghanistan. The figure of the map shows the map of the KESA 1000. The benefit of the KESA 1000 is it will save the cost for fuel, which they use hydro instead of gas. Gas is a unrenewable sources for fuel. However, hydro is a renewable source, so there will be no losses of fuel. Other than that, there will be $6.4 billion trade benefit that has been predicted over the next decade.
Then, the presentation from our group is over. Thank you for watching.